At Brookstead on the Darling Downs, Cotton Grower of the Year Johannes Rolgen is as respected for his water efficiency as he is for his low chemical use. Preferring IPM and non-synthetic fertiliser, Mr Rolgen tailors his farming strategy to include a scientific and well-considered approach to water use.
12 years ago we started the journey of converting some of those fields to lateral move over top irrigation, which give us the benefit of putting various amounts of water on. If we know that there's rain coming potentially, we can put on just 20 millimeters of rain. In a hot season when there's no prospect for rain at all, we put 50 and 60 millimeters on. So we can vary the amounts of water depending on what the crop is after at a particular time.
It comes at a cost with higher setup, energy and diesel inputs, but those costs are outweighed by the increased water efficiency of around 25%, delivering Johannes his target goal of 2 bales per megalitre. With licences out of the Condamine River and water runoff from storm events, Johannes finds overhead irrigation way better than flood irrigation, which is harder to regulate and control if there's a flood after watering. It's a similar situation at Hamish Bly's neighbouring property.
Gives you an advantage to crop a lot more underneath them because you don't have to prepare a system to flood your paddocks and laser level and all those kind of things.
Year before last, Hamish harvested an entire cotton crop with only 1 in-crop irrigation. Good plant nutrition allowing the first water to be pushed back to February, with a 75mm downpour in early March playing a role. As part of an educated risk strategy, it worked.
Good result. Made the water use efficiency look really good.
Hamish's farm grows 200 hectares of cotton every year, irrigated under licence from their dam fed from the Condamine River if it's flowing. 10 years ago, they started the switch from flood to overhead irrigators, and with travelling irrigators, they are making good water savings. And that's important to every farmer. Hamish said corn uses the same amount of water as cotton, but it comes down to what makes the biggest return, and that's the crop they go with. But the local farmers agree you don't use a drop more water than you need to.
It's actually detrimental if you're putting water on if you don't need to, because you'll harm your crop's growth. So we only water when we have to water. It's a cost and it's time as well.
Local agronomist Matt Holding and his farmers meet at the end of each season to share what worked and what didn't. And that's been a major benefit to all as they focus on water efficiency. Howard Rother relies on drip irrigation for most of his cotton, and he said he can achieve as much as 3.5 to 4 bales per megalitre in the best conditions.
I like to think that we're trying to grow more crop per drop, because if we can grow more cotton with the same amount of water, that's where we'll be more that's where it'll be beneficial to us. We want to push the boundaries. My agronomist thinks that there's no reason why we can't go to 12.5 bales a hectare on skip row.
Regardless of the system used, cotton farmers are united in trying to get the most out of the precious water they are allocated, and collaboration, research and technology all play a part in getting the best crop with the least amount of drop. Darren Davies, Cotton Australia News.